Hey friends, welcome, welcome. I know I had to move this meeting, had an hour, go back an hour, however you want to look at it. It was scheduled for noon. I need to change it to one. Moving forward, all meetings are going to be at one. Not necessarily the Monday morning, but I still have to figure that out. But anyway, for our gathering ceremonies, etc., 1 o'clock Eastern. All right. So these are some really big freaking energies. We talked about this a little bit last week. When I was talking about like when we're doing card pulls last week. Yeah. So a happy new moon in Aquarius, which already is a weird vibe. Like I don't know if you're feeling that or not, but like me personally, I don't I haven't met an Aquarius that I get along with yet. Um I could be wrong. I'm sure there's some out there, but I just personally haven't experienced an Aquarius that I've gotten along with. And it's a very unique, strange energy. And we're feeling some of that too. It's also Chinese New Year. So yesterday ended the year of the snake. Today opened the year of the fire horse. So we're going to talk about that too. And then this new moon is also the opening of the eclipse portal for the next couple of weeks. So there's also that. Um, and you can look at this in a couple of different ways, and it just really depends on felt, um, what you have felt in previous years. So today is the solar eclipse, and then on March the 3rd is the lunar eclipse during the full moon. So you can think of this next 2 week span as the like eclipse portal, or for some of us, we feel the effects all the way until um our next back-to-back eclipses, which is going to be in August. So August 12th with the new moon solar eclipse again, and then August 28th, I believe that says, is the lunar eclipse. So between now until August, there's a lot that can happen that can shift and change because eclipses are life changing, life altering, however you want to look at it. So we're going to dive into that a little bit further as well. And then what else is going on? Oh, we've got the 222 portal opening up on Sunday as well. And this Chinese New Year fire horse energy feels new, fresh, and exciting. Um, Chinese New Year goes until the 3rd of March. I didn't realize that it was a 2 week event. So it's interesting that the Chinese New Year celebrations are also ending on the full moon in March. So that's interesting to me. And I don't pay enough attention to Chinese New Year's and all of that to know, like, is it typical for the Chinese New Year to land on a moon? Is it always during eclipse season? Is it like, what's the dealio? Like, I don't really know. I'd have to look into that more. But we're going to talk about how all of these energies are playing together. And we're also going to consider that it is an 8 week in numerology for the collective and a 3 month for the collective as well. Because the eight is like amplifying some of the energy already. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into my notes so that we can start talking about all of the things. Because like I said, it's a lot and it feels like it's a lot coming down at once, but again, everything just happens to support us, right? So, and like, let's also consider that we're in 1 year. And I told you guys last week that I didn't feel like the 9 year was quite done with us yet. Like, it was feeling a lot like we were still in the energies of nine. Um, yeah, so I don't know how I'm feeling energetically right now. If I feel like that is beginning to shift and change, I actually don't, because I feel like even when we're stepping into something new, so like the new Chinese New Year, our new eclipse portal for 2026, our just all of these things, it still feels like there's remnants of like letting go, releasing, purging that's happening as well. So again, we're going to talk about this new moon in Aquarius, the solar eclipse opening the eclipse portal, the beginning of the Chinese New Year, the beginning of the fire horse, the 8 numerology weeks, the 3 energy months, all of it. We're going to talk about all of it today. And I'm just gonna kind of give you some quick, fast, more like bullet point type infos, and then I'll probably get off on a side tangent chat like I usually do. But you guys have informed me that you like it, so here I am. I'm doing the damn thing. So let's start with the year of the fire horse. So we just left the year of the snake, and the snake is very, very comparable to the nine, where it's like a shedding of a skin, you know? Sometimes we can see some, and it depends on your belief systems as well, but like sometimes we can see the snake as like a negative, villainous, maybe even borderline satanic kind of symbol, because, you know, the snake is very slithering, and just saying that I'm a snake, if you know what that is, then you're my piece. You know, smooth, slithering, reptile, like those kinds of vibes, right? But if we were to look at like the light side, so I guess we would consider that more like the shadow side of the snake. If we were to look at the light side of the snake, you know, the snake is, you know, represented by like Kundalini being the life force, right? We look at the symbology on medical buildings, paramedics. It's got the two snakes. It's got, you know, there's a lot to be said in positive light for the snake as well. And like a shedding of the skin, that's, you know, that's releasing or purging part of ourselves as well, right? Just like we very much did through that 9 years. So now moving into the horse, now it's going to represent more around freedom, movement, independence, passion, courage, fast shifts, because horses don't sit still. Like they move when they feel the pull. And then when we add the fire element to that, it's going to amplify the intensity, the confidence, the leadership, the impulsiveness as well, and visibility. So the year of the fire horse is bold. It is not passive energy. And I feel like this is very much going to feel like Aries energy all year under the fire horse. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what I feel. So what to expect in this fire horse energy is going to be like big shifts that are moving quickly. People craving more independence, less tolerance for restriction, sudden decisions, being able to make those snap decisions, especially if you're really in tune with your emotional intelligence, know what your fuck yes is and what your fuck no is. Then it's gonna be really easy for you to make decisions without hesitation. Passion projects igniting this year, and then breakthroughs that feel long overdue, like finally getting the lesson, it's landing, it's integrated, and now you're embodying, right? Like the whole process seems to be, um, they're showing me lightning, so like lightning fast, right? But now, of course, just like anything else, we've got the shadow side to it as well. So the shadow could be burnout from just pushing, because, you know, workforce is not always a positive um saying, I guess. Reactivity, because let's also remember that horses can be very reactive to sudden sounds and things. Acting before thinking, and then ego-driven choices as well. But this year will reward aligned action, okay? But it is going to expose more of your impulsive actions too, because this is not a reckless energy, it's a liberated energy if you're grounded in your spiritual hygiene and really, really solid in your emotional intelligence. All right, now let's specifically talk about the energy of the new moon in Aquarius. So, Aquarius is very visionary, like they're big visionaries, they're future focused, innovative, rebellious in a thoughtful way, community minded. Like they always think of what's good for the many, not just the one. Normally, if you have any kind of community type setting, like let's say like a commune where people are just like living off of the earth and, you know, living in that kind of a way, chances are there's going to be a couple, one or two Aquariuses in charge, at least in some of those places. Um, but then Aquarius is also like detached enough to be able to see clearly. They definitely do see big picture, and they also see like outside of the box as well. So they come up with very innovative ways to navigate life, to navigate challenges, to navigate anything. Like very, very different way of thinking. Um, so like Aquarius doesn't ask, what do I feel? It's going to ask what's possible, what needs to change, what is outdated. Um, Aquarius, although it is a water sign, it is not one of the more emotional. When I think about Aquarius, I don't think about emotion. I think about intelligence. Like, and when we think about the intelligence of water, water holds memory, it knows where to flow, it like it's an intelligence. Like water is an intelligence, and I feel that that is more where Aquarius lies in the element of water is in the intelligence portion of that. um anyway, that was just a little side note that I was like, because I know a lot of people, and I myself have been guilty of this, and that's thinking that Aquarius is an air sign just because they are so cerebral, because they can think so far outside of the box because they have like so much innovation. Like I always feel like they're more connected to the air sign. And their zodiac is literally represented by the air sign, but no, they're actually a water sign. But I think that the reason that their symbol is the air sign is because they're coming more from the intelligence of water rather than the emotion of water, like our other water signs are, right? Like our Cancer and um is Virgo the other water? No, Scorpio. Scorpio is the other water sign. Um, those can come from more emotional places where Aquarius is very much intelligence. So yeah. So this new moon is not emotional in a watery way at all. So again, just reiterating that it's more about the mental clarity energy. So what you may notice over these next few days in this energy is breakthrough thoughts, identity shifts, a desire to detach from old patterns, a pull toward community or collective purposes, and sudden aha realization moments as well. Because Aquarius energy really wants to liberate you from outdated identities, and not just you, but like the collective as a whole. They want what's good for the many. So it's no surprise that like Epstein files were released during the season of Aquarius. Like it just makes sense. Or maybe it started just before. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when Aquarius season began exactly, but either way, those were released a couple weeks ago, and here we are in the new moon of Aquarius. Like it makes sense to me. Okay, let's take a moment now and talk about the solar eclipse specifically and the eclipse portal. So a solar eclipse on a new moon means that this is not a normal new moon. This eclipse is going to accelerate destiny themes. Okay, so this is about removing what's misaligned, revealing blind spots, and fast tracking timelines. This is where you can literally quantum leap into whatever life you desire because we've got that I want to say extraterrestrial energy of the Aquarius, and plus the solar eclipse and the eclipse portal as well is kind of like an invitation straight into those timeline jumps. Because the eclipse portals are essentially like energetic corridors in which we can move through very quickly because things move, they shift, they rearrange. So you don't need to force anything during an eclipse. And actually, this is not the time during the eclipse portal to like launch a new business, to launch a new program, to um anything new. Okay, this is not the time to do anything new. Okay, this is the time for letting things change that need to be changed, like getting rid of old dated habits, thought patterns, beliefs. um letting it spotlight anything that isn't in alignment with you. You know how I've been talking about becoming that bitch. Like, what do we need to let go of to become that bitch? Who do we need to become that bitch? This is kind of like that corridor that we're in over these next 2 weeks. It's like taking that reflection, but like it's like reflection on mess, okay? Because essentially it's like the reflections are going to come in fast, they're going to come in hard, and it's just going to feel like this. And in some ways, it may feel chaotic, but it's actually not. It's just quick, vast movements, okay? So it could feel that way during the eclipse, but just remember to observe, to respond, and to let life reveal itself, um, however it's however it may. So I want to expand just a little more into the eclipse portal itself, because they are accelerators. Okay, again, they're not going to gently nudge, they are going to completely course correct. So you might be da di da di da having a great time going down this path over here, and then it's like, nope, you need to turn around, go back about 5 miles, and then turn left. It's going to course correct, right? So the eclipse portal opening with the new moon in Aquarius, this is the start of a very dramatic pivot point. And when I say dramatic again, I don't necessarily mean chaotic. I just mean like significant. Eclipses are significant changes because eclipses tend to reveal what's been hidden, whether that's within you or like within relationships or things that you've been feeling that have been off but maybe haven't been paying attention to. It's going to be spotlighted through this eclipse portal. It's going to collapse what's unstable. It's going to fast forward timeline. So again, that quantum leaping brings sudden clarity, like really big aha moments. It's going to trigger endings that need to happen to make space for the beginnings that we're moving into for spring equinox, and pushes out of stagnation. So, if any way you've been feeling frozen over the winter, which is normal, it's normal to feel frozen during the winter. It's just part of our natural cycle, right? A lot of animals hibernate during winter. As humans in past histories, while we may not have fully hibernated like a bear would, we definitely seek more shelter in the winter. We would have less opportunity for hunting and gathering. We would have to prepare for that. But it's very much a quiet, slower time, right? So that can sometimes put some of us, me included, feeling like we're frozen, stuck, or stagnant. And this eclipse portal is going to essentially do the kick us in the back and make us fucking go. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie The 300, and when the guy like kicks the other guy off of the cliff or whatever, he's like, "This is Sparta." That's what I think of every single time. It's like literally going to kick you off of the cliff, and it's going to be like, "Hey, girl, like you're gonna be okay. Like it's gonna be fine actually, but you need to let me kick you off of this ledge because once you see that you are actually safe, then you're not gonna be so scared of it anymore." You know what I mean? Like it's that eccentric best friend that's doing the most. So the eclipse portals will often feel like I didn't see that coming, or I knew this was coming, but I didn't think it would happen this fast. Like things are super accelerated. If you started new projects before the eclipse portal, and let's say you're like more on the wrapping up stages during the beginning of the eclipse portal, then that's actually perfect, because things then can accelerate to being more quickly done, driven, and everything. So that's good. But if you're at a place like I am right now, where it's like, I really need to start like bringing in some fresh energy into my business, and I'm feeling the motivation, I'm feeling the fire to actually do those things. I'm like, all right, but it's eclipse portal. I should spend more time in reflection of what do I want this to look like? How do I want to look like showing up? And who, blah, 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 all the questions, right? That's the part that we need to be in, if we haven't already started something new. Okay. So again, we're moving from the year of the snake, which was strategic, quiet, internal, and calculating, into the year of the fire horse, which is bold, visible, and moving. So snake energy coils and it prepares, while horse energy just fucking goes. So that alone is going to signal a shift from internal processing to outward motion as well, or outward momentum. So again, once we then add in the new moon, fresh start energy, Aquarius, identity reinvention and liberation, 8 week in numerology portal shifts or power shifts, sorry, 3 month expression of visibility, moving into the 222 soul harmony portal, which is alignment and integration. Like all of this is supporting dramatic movement. So this eclipse portal may also bring sudden decisions, relationship shifts, career redirection, new community forming, moving old structures dissolving, truth surfacing quickly. But here is the key, just because it feels like a lot, but here's the key. Eclipses will not destroy what is meant for you. It will not destroy what is aligned for you. They remove what isn't. So even if something comes crashing down over these next couple of weeks, just remember that that wasn't for you. That wasn't part of that bitch energy. Okay. It can feel uncomfortable because it's going to move really fast, but it is very, very rarely random. So if something is shifting during these next couple of weeks, make sure you ask yourself, what is this making space for? Because this isn't chaotic destruction energy, it's evolutionary redirection. And the timing of this matters, right? So the fact that the new moon eclipse portal opens on the same day that we enter the year of the fire horse, to me feels like very powerfully symbolic. And again, I don't know if this is a norm. I don't know if like normally the Chinese New Year happens on the Lunar New Year. Like I don't know if that's like one and the same. I tried to do a little bit of looking and Googling before hopping on here, but honestly, I didn't have a whole lot of time, so I couldn't really dig too far deep into that. So if anybody here knows more about that, that would like to share, please feel free. Um, but to me, it feels incredibly symbolic, like because I don't think that the Chinese New Year, even if it does follow the Lunar New Year, I don't feel like that necessarily always equates to the eclipse portal because I know that last year the eclipse portal began in March, not in February, and I know that the second part of the eclipse portal happened in September, not August. So there's some things that have shifted there in itself as well. So anyway, yeah, it just feels powerfully symbolic because it's like the universe is saying we're not thinking about change anymore, like we're doing it, it is time for action. And then Sunday we move into that 222 soul harmony portal. So first is going to come the release, redirection, the momentum, then comes the integration, the alignment, and the union. So this is a week of movement followed by recalibration. So it might feel like everything is shifting, and it might feel like really difficult and scary in some of those moments, but then suddenly like everything just clicks. So, some things that you may feel emotionally over these next couple of weeks, I just want to bring this up too, because there can be a lot of emotions that happen inside of the eclipse. So, even though I said that this moon specifically in this water sign doesn't feel emotional, doesn't mean that you won't experience some emotions, especially with the eclipse portal, especially with the 222 soul harmony portal. These energies can bring about emotion. And let's also just remember that emotions aren't a thing to be scared of. Emotion is literally just energy in motion that needs some way to release itself from the body, right? So whether that's coming out in tears, sweat, shit, pee, whatever, it's purging in some way. Those emotions are purging in some way. So over these next couple of weeks, you may feel restless, activated, impatient, clearer than usual, less tolerant of what drains you, suddenly brave, or suddenly done. Those are things that you may feel because you may outgrow something this week or two. And it's not betrayal, that's your evolution, right? So eclipse portals are not for forcing, they're for observing and responding. Watch what leaves, watch what enters, watch what feels obvious and all of a sudden, and trust that the fire horse doesn't run toward nothing. Okay, it's running toward freedom, essentially. Um, okay, so yeah, there's that. Let's just quickly talk about the numerology layer that's in here as well. Because we know it's the 1 year, so this is all about that leadership, the new beginnings, the new chapters, the rising as the phoenix after the ashes of the year nine. But specifically, the 8 week is going to be this week is about power, money, authority, karmic balance, and leadership. So this week is really highlighting where you hold your power, where you give your power away, financial and energetic responsibilities, and ambition as well. But with being inside of the 3 months, the three energies about expression, visibility, creativity, and speaking up. So this week does ask, like, how are you expressing your power? Are you hiding it? Are you misusing it? Are you ready to claim it? So we got Fire Force plus Aquarius plus Eclipse plus 8 week plus 3 months. Like this is not a quiet transformation. This is identity level activation. So a lot of people last year in 2025 experienced a lot of crumbling of their identities, and they may be feeling like I've been feeling, which is like feeling identity less. feeling like I don't really have much of an identity these days. And I'm honestly kind of okay with that because I don't necessarily want to subscribe to anything. I don't necessarily want to fit myself in any kind of box around anything. I want to give myself that freedom and liberation to truly discover what it is that this version of Anna wants, like what this bitch wants, who this bitch wants to be, etc. Um, so a lot of people have I feel like there's a lot of people who've been feeling like they've been living in a little bit of a limbo over the last 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 months, unsure of who they are now, what they want, what they desire, etc. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of clarity around that for many people in the coming days, but especially during these 2 weeks of the eclipse portal, or 6 months of the eclipse portal, however it is that you want to look at it. So, as always, as kind of our new norm, I'm just going to be doing journal prompts in the video description. So make sure you go check that out. If you are a journaling type of girly, go check out the questions. I have 3 questions for you that are going to be very connected to all of these energies. But it will be in the video description of the replay. So make sure you go check that out if you want to do your journaling. Um, you know me. I'm always vouching for journaling, for expressing yourself in some way to release and purge anything that might be going on inside of you. Okay. So let's get ready for our guided meditation. We're going to this meditation is a little bit different. Like I'm going to be going through the various energies and connecting us with them. So like we're going to, connect to the Aquarius vision, to the eclipse release, to the fire horse activation, the 8 energy integration. And then we're going to do our return and our closing. So it is just a little different than what we would normally do in a guided meditation. But I just felt like we really needed to take the time and the energy to integrate all of these energies that are coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and get the music started. You can start by just closing down the eyes, getting nice, comfy, cozy in the body. You know what we do here. Taking nice, big, deep breaths in through the nose and just letting any tension, stress, pain, discomfort, even if it's just for this moment, just completely let it melt away so we can be perfectly present. Take some nice big deep breaths, and on your exhale, if you feel like you need to let out a sigh or let anything else out, then just just let it go. Okay? Let it go. And as you're breathing in nice and deep through the nose and out through the mouth, I just want you to visualize that you are being surrounded by this loving, warm, inviting, nurturing white light from the universe. It's dropping down from the cosmos and it's just enveloping your entire body and energy field. And it's cleansing and purging your energy and your body of anything that is not needed in this moment. When you are breathing in, you're breathing in that beautiful white light and sending it to any areas in the body of physical pain, discomfort, tension. And on the exhale, you're going to see those physical parts of the body just like release and relax. Helps us get nice and present with our body. Beautiful. We're just going to stay here for a moment until our bodies feel nice and comfortable and relaxed. We're just letting our nervous system settle in this moment. Breathing nice and deep. Letting go of any stress from the day, the week, the month, the year, many years, the lifetime, the previous lifetime. Just letting all of that go, even if just for this moment. So we're just going to take a quick moment here to ground. Very simple grounding, more of just an acknowledgement. We're going to feel our body being supported beneath us, whether we are standing, sitting, or laying down. Knowing that even in these powerful energies and times, we are being held. And just imagine roots extending from your feet down into the earth, reaching, reaching, reaching. Now, in your mind's eye, whether you see, sense, or feel, imagine above your head a cool electric blue light. This is Aquarius clarity. It does not feel emotional, it feels spacious. Let it gently pour into your crown chakra. As it's pouring, it's allowing thoughts that are outdated to rise. And as those thoughts are rising, let them drift away like clouds. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to analyze them. We're just releasing them. And we'll just stay here for a moment to allow this beautiful electric blue light to pour into the crown. So that it may remove any thought patterns, behaviors, or even routines that are outdated or just no longer align with where we're going. Beautiful. Now I want you to ask Aquarius an energy or a question. And ask it, what future is calling me? Let's take a moment to listen. Now we're going to bring our attention and awareness around eclipse release. So now I want you to see, sense, or feel the sky darkening briefly. There's an eclipse passing overhead. Something blocks the light, but only for a moment. And as it passes, imagine one old identity dissolving. Maybe it's a role, a fear, a belief. Regardless of what it is, let it fade. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to understand it. Just allow the release. Beautiful. Now we're going to move into our fire force activation. So now imagine yourself standing in an open field, whether you see it, sense it, or feel it. A strong, powerful force made of fire stands before you. It does not feel chaotic, and it is alive. This force represents your momentum. Place your hand on it. Feel its strength. Now ask the fire horse in front of you, where are we going? Notice what arises. Now imagine yourself mounting the horse, not recklessly, not clumsily, confidently. You are not being dragged, you are choosing movement. Feel what it's like to move forward with power. Beautiful. Now we're going to integrate this 8 energy for this week by bringing awareness to your solar plexus, which is the chakra just above your belly button. I want you to see a golden light there. This is your authority. This is your power. So repeat silently. I move boldly and responsibly. I express my power with clarity. I trust aligned momentum. Beautiful. Take a nice big deep breath in through the nose, release out through the mouth. Begin to feel your body again, the ground beneath you. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. And when you are ready, in your own pace and at your own time, open your eyes. I'm just going to leave you with these last words. This year will move rapidly. The fire horse does not wait. The eclipse does not stall. And Aquarius does not cling to the past. You don't need to rush. You need to align. This is a year to think differently, move boldly, express power, release what's outdated, trust your momentum. Not reckless, not timid, intentional fire. That's what we're stepping into together. Beautiful. Great, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day, evening, week. I will be here again on Friday, the 20th, to do our 222 portal gathering, just because the portal lands on a Sunday. And rather than doing it a day late, I figured I would do it during the initial opening of the portal. And just remember, even in these 2 weeks ahead, things may feel chaotic, but know that it's an organized chaos. Okay. The universe knows what it's doing. Your job is to trust and to align to what feels good for you. Okay. Bye, friends.